Hello all my dear students, Hseb Suraj once again in front of you to help. Today I'm going to tell you about an interesting sort of story from class 12, which is The Last Voyage of the Gossip. The writer of this story is Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This story was first published in the year 1972 and later on it was included in a book called A Hammock Beneath the Mongoose, which was published in the year 1991. This story was written using a stream of consciousness technique. Now let me tell you first about this technique. The stream of consciousness technique reveals the psychological process of main protagonists in the writing. Here in this kind of writing, characters' thoughts as well as feelings play a very vital role to develop the incidents. We can't find sensible plot and logical sequences in such writings. Long sentences are used only by the help of punctuations. Here in this story too, there is no use of full stop at the beginning and the middle part. A single full stop is seen at the end of the story. This whole story is written using a single sentence. This story, The Last Voyage of the Gossip, has many magical and realistic elements. This story and its settings are quite frightening. The title of this story, The Last Voyage of the Gossip, itself is somewhat scary. This story centers around the life of a boy who is quite determined. The boy here in this story is unnamed. He is the main narrator of this story. This story describes the growth of an ordinary boy to an assertive young man. The main magical element here in this story is a large ship which the narrator addresses as a gossip. This story begins typically with a statement of the narrator in a very aggressive tone, which is, "Now they are going to see who I am." The narrator of this story is quite furious with all the villages of his village, whom he calls disbelievers. This story deals with narrator's resolution of proving the existence of Hseb in front of all the disbelievers of his village. It takes him a lot of time to prove that Hseb. To prove it, he turns from ordinary boy to an assertive young man. According to this story, many years ago, the boy saw the ship for the first time. He saw it in one of the nights of March. According to the boy, the ship did various magical things. The ship would come on a certain night of March. It wouldn't make any sound, not even when it crashed. It would move silently in the sea just beside the waves. Nobody would hear noise of the ship hitting and breaking the rocks. It would be seen at night time only and disappear when the rotating light from the colonial city hit it. When the boy saw that ship for the first time, he couldn't believe his eyes. He saw a large ship bigger than his village and taller than the church. He noticed that there was something wrong with that ship because the ship was moving in a wrong direction. All of a sudden, that gigantic ship disappeared when the light from the colonial city hit it. Next night at the same time, the boy went there, but he could not find any sign of that ship. He supposed it to be a dream, so he didn't tell about that ship to anyone. Next year, in one of the nights of March, he again saw that ship. This time he rushed to his house and told about each and everything related with the ship to his mother. But his mother did not believe his words. His mother became quite sad, thinking that her son's mind was out of order. His mother was too much tense about her son's activities because her son used to sleep in the daytime and wander near the seaside during the night time like criminal. His mother even sent a boatman to inquire about that ship, but he did not find any sign of that ship except hair and face. The boy even told about that ship to other people of the village, but nobody believed his words. He wanted to prove the existence of the gossip in front of all the people of his village. The boy's mother used to sit on an old chair. She used to think much about her dead husband sitting on that chair. One day she planned to bring a new chair from the town. She was too much tense about her son's activities. She had even advised her son to involve himself in romance with some lady instead of going to the sea. Before leaving for town, she requested a boatman to take care of her son's activities. His mother borrowed a new chair from the town. She spent her much time sitting on that chair and thinking about her dead husband. One day, while thinking about her dead husband, she looked outside through her window, and all of a sudden, she became too much excited and died on that chair. Later on, that chair engulfed the lives of 4 other women of that village. The people of that village threw that chair into the sea, thinking it as an evil chair. The boy became orphan. His mother died before he probed that ship. The boy started living his orphan life. He did not want to live on charity. He started earning his livelihood through his own ideas. The boy faced many difficulties in his single life. Nobody cared and loved him. The people of that village hated the boy, blaming him as a widow's son who had brought an evil cheer in the village. The boy wanted to prove the existence of that ship in front of all the disbelievers of his village. Next year, in one of the nights of March, he again saw that ship. He made a loud noise to wake all the villagers up, but by the time they got up, the ship had already disappeared. All the people beat the boy very badly for making disturbance. The boy faced many difficulties in his life. However, he never accepted defeat. He wanted to prove who he was in front of all the disbelievers. He grew stronger and assertive. Isolation and anger made him quite bold and confident. For his survival, he even started theft of fish from others' boat. Next year, in one of the nights of March, he again saw that ship. He stole a boat and moved toward that ship along with Landon. He lit on his lantern and soared towards the gigantic ship. At the meantime, the miracle took place. That gigantic ship started following him. The boy guided that ship towards the sandy bank of the church. When the ship struck on the sandy bank of the church, it whistled loudly. All the villagers got up and came there. They gasped, looking at that gigantic ship. The boy proved himself right. That ship was quite huge. It was 97 times bigger than the village and 20 times taller than the steeple of the church. It was whiter than the white. It was the biggest ocean liner of the world. On the body of that ship there was written halal slag in a carved manner. Finally, the boy proved himself right in front of all the disbelievers. In his life, he saw that ship 4 times, but he never accepted defeat. He did hard live to prove the existence of the ship in front of his villages. So this is all in all about this story, The Last Voyage of God's Ship by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Now, I would like to present you some important questions and their answers which will help you in your journey. Thank you for watching this video. We'll meet again in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care, and don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Thank you very much. Subscribe this channel, hit the bell icon. Thank you very much. Subscribe this channel, hit the bell icon.